blacksmith now, and I'm just about to do a walk around video of my boat, my Honwave 38 T38 IE2, just to show you guys what I've got and what I power it with, and gear on board and how I've configured the boat. Really, everyone likes a walk around video, so here's my attempt. Starting with the engine, got a Suzuki 2-stroke, I think it's 2016, 15 horsepower model. Very nice engine, lucky enough to pick it up. Obviously the Honwave transom wheels with beach hopper wheels on. These are a lot better than the Honwave supplied wheels that you get. So moving on, I'm doing a bit of fishing today, so I've got my little fish bucket there. Right, I'll just walk you around the first homemade seat I've made. It's my homemade seat. I've equipped it with what I think I need for time on the water. So I've got a water bottle under here, I've got a knife. Everyone likes a knife too. I've ground the edge of that so it's not going to stab anything and actually damage, so it's more a quick rescue knife, just something small. I've got this little do-free here, which I made myself. It's basically inside here you can keep anything that you want quick access to. You just undo this comes out, and you've got a canister there. I sometimes fill it with snacks or a little bit of fishing gear or whatever I like. Right, moving on swiftly around the boat. Next I've got my chart, which again is, I made this homemade chart holder, and I've got it attached to the boat via these stainless steel D-rings, and I've just made some, it's on a little bit of elastic, so it's a little bit elasticated. What I've got fitted today is a fish finder transducer on the back. I've fitted that on with straps that are cut down specifically for the size of that. We'll look at that when we get when we bring the boat back onto dry land. So next I've got my GPS, and to say it's a chart plotter, it's very crude, but we've got a marine map on there of the southwest coastline of the UK. I've got my Eagle fish finder, which again I'll be using today later when I do a spot of fishing. A nice little fish finder, quite reliable, little battery in there that I made myself. Useful bit of kit as well, just for showing you, as well as the depth, it's showing you what's on the bottom, how the bottom is. Moving on swiftly, I've got a, what's this, Scotty rod holder, and as you can see I've added a couple of extra grab handles here and here. And I forgot to mention actually the matching grab handles on the back here. These ones are matching these ones, and to that I've got attached a wind watch. This is my little egg that I keep my car keys in, and I've got a baler and a scooper that I've just got a banana skin in because I've just eaten a banana, and I've got a little rattling minnow there for my fishing. Moving on to the fuel tank, I've got a 25 litre Suzuki fuel tank. Right, as far as gear goes, additional gear, I've got a really nice Aqualung dry bag. This is where the fun starts. I'll show you what I've got inside it quickly. And I've got something additional that I want to test today as well, which is really cool, specifically for this Honwave boat, or any boat for that matter, with a AirV floor. So I've got my dry bag with clothes in it. I've got a tow handle and tow line in case I need to be towed. I've got a hand line for fishing. I've got a tow bridle so I can put a bridle on the back and either pull an e-board or pull a mate who's in trouble or whatever in his boat. Got fishing gear here. I've got additional anchor rope there because I like just to have a short anchoring for anchoring. Admittedly, this shouldn't be down there, this should actually be a little bit more accessible. This is my throw bag, so that should be on the top really. Down there I've got a fuel siphon line, got a few snacks in there. This is my emergency pack. This has got everything from flares to tools, anything emergency wise, first aid kit, anything like that. And then of course I've got my Honwave, well it's not a Honwave pump, I've got my foot pump. It's a lot smaller than a Honwave pump because all I want to do is actually get some air volume in the boat if it's starting to leak, not necessarily air pressure. Don't need the pressure, so I don't need that huge Honwave pump. So I've got that. And then something additional which nobody's probably seen before is, well actually this is my, if I get into a pickle where I need a bit of a bigger knife, I've got a bit of a beastie diving knife there. Again, everyone likes a good diving knife. And this is the bit that's interesting that I'm going to test out. This, and the contents of this bag. So if you know about Honwaves and the AirVs, it's 0.8 bar, the pressure. However, when you take them into the sea, the pressure has it will drop because of the cold water on the hull. So what I've got, and we'll just have a look at it now. I made this. I was about to throw out one of my a weed. It was like one of the weed sprayers that you pump up. I was about to throw one out because I had it surplus, and but at the same time I needed something that would pump up the floor on this Honwave to the required pressure. So literally I was throwing this out at the same time and thinking of the idea, and just as I was throwing out I was thinking, hold on a minute, this is actually this is a pump delivering of a high pressure. So what I've done is I've put a compressed air nipple on the end there, and I've made this little system that can just be push fitted onto it. So we've got the valve adapter here, we've got a piece of thick pipe that will take a good pressure, that's onto a coupler here into a T-piece. Then I've got a non-return, I've used a water non-return valve here for this. So essentially now I can snap this onto here and I can pump this now, and air isn't going to come out of this because there's nothing attached on this one, but it will come out of here, and it can't flow back because I've got the non-return here. So what does this bit do? Well, the answer is simple. This is for the Honwave pressure gauge, which again I've modified very slightly. I put a compressed air coupler onto it. So essentially what this allows me to do is monitor the pressure of my floor without having to disconnect the valve arrangement and actually push this in as per the normal operation of this pressure gauge, because that is a real pain, and I'm sure everyone's done it, and every time you do it you lose a little bit of air, whereas this arrangement alleviates that. You don't need to do that now. So essentially I'm going to uncouple it, I'll put this onto the valve arrangement, and then I'm going to test it, and I've done this on dry land and this actually works. So I'm going to do it out in the real world. I'm going to see how much the pressure has dropped because I pumped it up to 0.8 bar on dry land. I'm going to see how much pressure has dropped on here, and then we'll see how many pumps it's going to take for this to pump it up to the required pressure. So that's my thing now. I'm just going to switch off and then pack the boat, and then I'll be back on this. Right, as you can see, it's not a calm day. So in my little inflatable boat, I'm going to try this pumping up and see how we get on with it. I mean, it's the Metal Fist forecast is saying it's slight moderate. I mean, I think it's more like slight than moderate, but it's you know, it's getting up above slight now, so it's a little bit unstable in places. So I'm just going to give this a try and actually see how we get on with that. I'll try and video as much of it as I can. That's dropped to getting towards 0.7 bar. 0.7 bar that's getting down, so we're going to pump to this and see whether it's working and whether this is actually in fact a good solution. You can see that hasn't taken much to get that to 0.8 bar. Forgot to mention that my anchor is the other bit of the weed killer sprayer. It's the my anchor stowage here. It's obviously the canister of it. Thought, yeah, I need something fairly small and so again, this one here is about the same look. It's getting towards 0.7. There you go, 0.8. Obviously it's a bit, I've done all that on fairly wavy sea conditions. I mean, it's not disastrous by any stretch. The Honwave's fine in these conditions, no problem whatsoever, doesn't possess a problem. It just means you may have to slow down a little bit. Honwaves, SIBs in general, very good. This is 38 model, obviously 3.8 metres. Why would you have this over a rib? Well, space really. It takes up a very small amount of space in the garage. You can see you've got some little swells coming in here. Look, this is getting towards seas. So this takes up very little space in the garage, along with the engine. Just put it in off the beach here. Main advantage of an inflatable boat over something like a displacement hull. Just literally just ride over the waves, ride over the chop and the swell. It's a good boat. It's not a RIB. It's not a displacement fishing boat. It's not a sports boat. It's an inflatable boat, but it's got its compromises. But inflatable boats in their very nature are very good boats to use if you can't get on a slipway, or you just need to, you don't want the space storing, or haven't got the space for a trailer. It's a good option, and again, very safe as well. Thanks for watching.